Hello. Good to see you guys.
Tuesday's the last day, right? That's the civic hangout. But
Cool.
So Monday is the last day of Shabbat. I'm sure if I have.
Mhm.
I think it is.
Nestor? Hey, Nestor.
Hello.
Do we have tape somewhere?
A what?
Tape.
Tape?
Like packing tape, any kind of tape.
Yes. The blue tape?
The blue tape would work. Any kind of tape.
Do you need to pack something or?
No, I need to actually affix my phone to that stand out there. It's missing the thing.
Or you want a blue tape? Right there, the printed
Yes,
tape?
perfect.
Or
That works.
double side tape, I have plenty.
Nope, this will work.
That works.
It works. No, I don't need that. I'm good. Yep, yep. Doo-doo. Literally duct tape and chewing gum. Almost. Ooh. Oh man. This is gonna be weird.
no, but I've been on my bike.
This is weird.
If you want, you can.
No. Yeah.
Or do you want me to also log in on my phone and let people? in
Yeah, that would be awful. Because I was like, how am I gonna do
Yeah.
that? Check. Odd. There we go. At least I can see y'all now.
You're pushing it to the live stream from that phone.
So it's not pushing to our custom live feed. It doesn't give me that option. I can push it to YouTube
On your phone.
on my phone, which is weird. All right. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Good, good, good.
Hey, off, guys.
Hello. Oops. So we are trying something new. We've never live streamed from outside. So if everybody could do me a big favor, if you hear from anybody, they're like, the live stream is not on our website. Tell them it is on YouTube. We're having to use my phone, and it doesn't give me the option of putting this on our website, just YouTube. So you lucky folks on Zoom, already have us, but anybody else who wants to participate in a different way, just let them know we should be live streaming to YouTube. So, Shabbat Shalom. Okay, we'll see how this works.
She has the book somewhere.
The book, they're behind you. Yes, they are behind me. They are.
They don't have to be up close.
Am I the only one? Am I the only one loving the setup they got going on here?
Hello, that.
You're not the only one, Jermaine.
Yeah, I love it. It's really rustic. It's like Jews of the great Western frontier or something, or as close to that as we get.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, Amy?
Miss you guys.
So I got an extra book. Amy, how are you? I'm good.
I say if I ever get rich, I'm gonna build us a permanent Mishkan at the temple. We'll just have like a little part where you could just sit outside and have service.
Yeah, traditional David Bowie.
Is that what it is?
I didn't even notice I was playing it. It's funny. I'm sure there's a lot of
There
value.
you go, they should back to that.
We had Molly on, so we got to be here. I watched everything. Participated. Weird.
Actually, we do. We include all the people back. That's
And I
what
think
that's how they
so.
can count.
And I think
This is
and
nice.
Carlos, your beard is nice.
Long.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just happy to see him and Johanna and Kat. We got some newbies in here, and Gloria's here too. We got some of the new Jews here.
Jermaine, you gotta turn your camera on.
I'm back to my junky computer. Hopefully the one that doesn't work. Hopefully soon though. Hopefully soon I'll have one with a camera.
how's it going? I think I ordered way too much pizza. No, right?
We could find some people who.
Maybe we could find people. Absolutely. That was the idea is. Okay, so all of you out there in the hinterland, if you want pizza, there will be more than enough. Otherwise, you can just hang out and watch us eat it later. Any leftovers we will share with our friends at Tent City. I'm sure they would not turn it down. So. All right.
Hey, Donna.
So this is kind of new. We have never actually done live stream services from our sukkah, but we're hoping that technology makes it possible. And I'm sure if for whatever reason it goes wrong, we will hear something and be able to modify later. But there's a special greeting that we do on sort of the intermediate days of a festival, which right now we're in the middle of the Chag, the festival of Sukkot. So the greeting is Moadim Lesimcha. So everybody say that, Moadim Lesimcha. And we say that in between the days of Sukkot and Pesach. No other festivals really extend that long, and Hanukkah is not actually technically a festival. So, but we say Moadim Lesimcha. If you haven't heard it before, it's because it's not used as frequently. But of course, it is also Shabbat. So Shabbat Shalom works also. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So we're gonna first start by welcoming this day of Shabbat with just a little warm-up song with some Mayafei Hayom.
Maya Tehayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Tehayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Tehayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Tehayom, Shabbat Shalom.
Right, so now we move to our candle lighting. It's not a Yom Tov, so we're not going to say the blessing for Yom Tov because that's the very beginning or the very end of a Chag. But if you're out there with your candles and you want to light with us, pull those out and we'll light our Shabbat evening lights and hope they stay lit outside without starting our Chak on fire.
It is fun.
You never know.
So are those leaves above it.
Yes. We'll just be very, we'll pray to God that we, we don't set our sukkah on fire. All right, so let's see if this works. We are literally holding our service together tonight with duct tape. Literally.
Fixes anything.
It is, it's true. Okay, here we go. And if you're following along in your Siddur, we are on page 2. Please sing with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And our symbol of joy, especially a holiday like Sukkot, celebrating our harvest, a festival, celebrating all of the good things that literally grow in our lives. We're on page 5. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Andy. This is why he's the tech czar. All right, so let's continue. We're on page 5 with our Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahavat ratzon imhanu. Zikaron Namaste Bereshit, Ki Hu Yom Tefillah Lemikra Kodesh, Zecher L'Tzion Mitzrayim, Ki Banu V'Harta, Otanu Kidasha, Mikol Ha'amim. Shabbat kodecha ve'ava uratzon inchatanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. L'chaim ha'elohim. A little buggy in there.
That's the
Is that
mochi.
kosher? Just
If
drink
it's less than 160, then it's kosher.
drink around him.
Not gonna hit. Screen. Okay.
I think we're okay. All right. So we're going to continue now with our L'chad Dodi, our welcoming of our Shabbat beloved. And since we're in our sukkah tonight, it's a little bit more amorphous as to where the entrance is. But we've got one here and one there. Wherever you want to greet your Shabbat beloved tonight, turn in whatever direction works for you. So we're going to continue with L'chad Dodi on page 20. And we're doing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And when we get to the final verse, of course, we will turn toward whatever entrance. Our sukkah is very welcoming. And we'll meet our beloved. Page 20.
L'chad Dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat, nekabela. L'chad Dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat, nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'ribor echad, yishmiyanu el ha'michad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad, Hashem u'tiferet v'letzirah. L'chad Dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat, nekabela. L'chad Dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat, nekabela. Likrat Shabbat, lechu v'nelecha, ki mikor ha'bracha, mirosh mikedem nesucha, tov ma'aseh v'machshava tefila. L'chad Dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat, nekabela. L'chad Dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat, nekabela.
Verse 5.
Hitoreri, ki va'orech uri, shir taveri, kavod Adonai alayech nigla. L'chad Dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat, nekabela. L'chad Dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat, nekabela.
Leads right.
Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'tzala, toch emunei am segula. Boi chala, l'chad Dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat, nekabela. L'chad Dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat, nekabela.
You may be seated. Our pizza is here. Yeah, thank you, Rabbi Molly. We
Yeah.
were. The pizza is our Shabbat beloved tonight, for sure. I wanted to make sure it was nice and warm for us. Nobody wants cold, well, lots of people like cold pizza, I guess. So we're going to continue with Shalom Aleichem. Since it's kind of informal tonight, I know that normally we're not eating pizza while we daven. But I know everybody at home is probably eating. So if you want to get up and enjoy some pizza and sort of come in and out of our sukkah, the important thing about Sukkot is it is all about welcoming. It's all about having guests. And it is a mitzvah to actually enjoy a meal in the sukkah. It's also a mitzvah to sleep in the sukkah, but I'm not going to make you all do that. But
Depends on the sermon.
it depends on the. Thank you so much. Yes, and Shabbat shalom, everyone. I'm done. If you want to get up and get some pizza, it won't be nearly as moving as the bio break that we did in the middle of the Torah service on Rosh Hashanah. But if you want pizza, feel free, babakasha, and come in, come out. This is very informal. We want you to eat, and we don't have anything for you to drink, but be merry. We are going
I'll
to
make
move
sure it's safe.
with Shalom Alechem. If you just want to bring a whole pizza over here and pass it around, Arnie, that
Okay.
works too. Shalom Alechem. We're on page 24.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asher, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Amlach, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Ruachem Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Amlach, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Mile Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Amlach, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Amlach, Kadosh Baruch Hu.
So we move now, page 28. We have our call to worship, the beginning of our real praying, our tefillah tonight. And so we're on page 28. And if you're able, please rise. I can do it.
Oh, what is this? Oh, I see what changes around. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
You may be seated. The main goal tonight was to allow you all to enjoy our new outdoor lighting because we have new LED lighting and it's going to provide us the ambiance that we need for the evening. So,
We are going to continue on page 31 with Ma'ariv Aravim at the bottom. Please join with me if your mouth isn't full. This is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it, we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. And we turn one page to Ahavat Olam on page 32, and we'll go from that straight into Shema Be'ahavta.
Ahavat Olam, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת. כי הם חיינו לאורך ימינו, ובהם נגן יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Malchuto leolam va'ed. Malchuto leolam va'ed.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אלוהים מצווך היום על לבבך, ושינתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, ושבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ושוכבך ובקומך, ושרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וקשרתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם. We are going to turn now to page 40 for Micha Mocha, our song of freedom and redemption, the song that comes after that big moment in the Exodus story when the Israelites are crossing into freedom. And this is the moment that is the beginning of their journey. And connected to that is the idea of that we're going to get the commandment to build Sukkot every year, to build a sukkah and celebrate not just our freedom, but this reminder of what it means to be vulnerable and to take acts of trust, to trust in other people, to trust in God, just like the Israelites were probably very afraid and had to trust when they took those steps into the water, not knowing what their fate was going to be. Dwelling in a sukkah is also a reminder that we not only took those first steps, but then we journeyed through the wilderness together. And the point being that we did it together, hand in hand. We crossed the sea, hand in hand. We made it through the wilderness together. So we're going to continue with our Song of Redemption. Please join with us.
La 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 la.
And that's one way to get in a circle.
No wrong way.
There's no wrong way
It's
to
like
get in a
eating
circle. We're going to continue on page 42 with Hashki Venu, our prayer asking for God to create a sukkot, a shelter of peace over us.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ufras aleinu Shalom, Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim.
And we'll end with our Chatima. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukkot shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael v'Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace spreads over us, over all your people Israel, over Jerusalem, and throughout the whole world. And we are going to continue now with the Amidah, which begins on page 46. If you're able, please rise. We'll join together.
Adonai, Sifata Tifta Lukia, Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
Baruch atah
Adonai, Eloheinu, 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 Elohim Rachel, Elohim Sarah, Elohim, Elohim Hasadim Tovim, Elohim Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot, U'merim Ulam V'nei L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Maged, Baruch atah Adonai, Magid Olam V'Tzatzah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav L'Hoshia, Morim Atah, Mechayeh Chayim B'Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol B'Rachamim Avim, Samech Olim V'Ofer Horim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato, B'Shnei Afar, Michamocha Ha'Gurot, U'Medom Elah, Yalakmeni Tamakaye, Masya Yeshua,
Maratala Hayotala.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu Abba.
Atakadosh Shukakadosh, Ukadoshim Yom Hallelujah Masalam. Baruch atah Adonai, We're going to continue with silent prayer. You can be seated whenever you are done. We're on page 60. 62.
Adonai Tzuri v'Goali, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri v'Goali. Go inside your heart and see. Go inside your heart and see what it wants, what it needs, what it yearns for when you breathe. Go inside your heart and see. May the word of my mouth, meditations of my heart, be true, God, be true. May it be acceptable to you, my rock, my rock, my redeemer.
We turn now to page 253, where we find the blessing that we say every Shabbat for the healing of our loved ones, the healing of mind, body, spirit. And in this Shabbat evening, we pray as a community. We've been asked to pray as a community. For Valentina Darkovsky, Azrael Early, Rohan Early, Patricia Shapiro, Orly Sherman, Amy Thornton, Lindsay Robinson, Laura Armstrong, Stacy Hetzel, Diane Turner, Jacqueline Tara Smith, Deborah Rose, Liliana Oxsmith, Phil Grinker, Eileen Kreisman, Ronnie Haber, Carlene Ackerman, Mary Wilhite, Ann Bernstein, David Green, Margaret Nichols, Philip Boringer, Vadim Barzam, Kalai Sochale Aloha, Michael Koslarik, Patty Ritzman, Lyle Eeks, Arnie Goldstein, although you're doing much better.
Thank you.
Nancy Gerstmann, Carol Kaplan, David Schwartz, Mazal Bat Devora, Robert Levin, Buck Labadie, Jay Charters, Jill Forleo, Cheryl Trotty, Nancy Kahn, Virginia Wu, and Rebecca Hayes. Are there other names?
Or loans.
And if you at home have any names that you want to share, please feel free to mention them aloud. We can't hear you, but we are sending our thoughts and our well wishes your way as well. We sing together our Mishberach, page 253.
Mishevera Avotenu Nikol Abraham Ve'imotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishevera imotenu Nikol Abraham Ve'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say
So for those of us who are in our sukkah tonight, I wanted to sort of walk you around so you can see and understand what it is we are sitting in and why we're sitting in it. And those who are not in our sukkah tonight, I'm going to try to give you a somewhat guided tour if I can. So this is our beautiful sukkah set up by Marshall Broomer and Greg Glockner and Brian Schuster. And we set it up for the 8 days of our holiday of Sukkot every year. And Ernie's going to try to make that a little bit straighter. Thank you. Perfect. We set it up in, as Rabbi Molly mentioned, in sort of a remembrance of our own vulnerability. Out in the desert, we didn't have a permanent place to live, permanent place to be. We were in this sort of liminal space. And every year we use this symbol, this temporary dwelling, to remind us of what our ancestors went through, both in biblical times and later on during the harvest season, when they would set up these sukkot, these booths out in their fields as they were harvesting, and they would sleep in them and they would eat in them each night, rather than schlep back and forth to their permanent dwelling places. They would sleep out in their fields. And the joyous part of the holiday, and I just want you to kind of imagine what this would have been like. All of these sukkot, all of these booths set up. They're supposed to have only 3 walls, not 4, so that people can easily come in and join you. You're in a field, a vast field, and there are hundreds, thousands of your neighbors doing the exact same thing. They're out there with you each night. You've done a hard day's labor. You have a hard day of labor ahead of you, but you're among your community. You are contributing to a project that will ensure the prosperity of your family and people throughout the long winter. So these booths, I just imagine it being kind of like an 8-day Burning Man, everybody out in the middle of nowhere, and really celebrating the harvest of bringing in something that will sustain you, that you grew with your own hands. Arnie knows all about this, the joy of being able to see the fruits of, literally the fruits of labor. But with these open sukkot, with that wall being down, that impermanent structure, you as an ancient Israelite, or you as somebody in the land harvesting, we're supposed to invite in something called ushpizin. Ushpizin are visitors. And they can be literal visitors, as all of you are literally in this sukkah tonight. or they could be more metaphorical. So on Shabbat, we always welcome in the ministering angels when we sing Shalom Alecha to come and reside with us. But on Sukkot, when we ask for these ushpizim, these visitors to come and dwell with us in our Sukkah Shalom, our Sukkah of peace, we can choose whoever we want. When I was a student at HUC my very first year, we had so much fun erecting our sukkah. We ate all of our meals in it, and several nights we actually tried to camp out in it. But one of our professors came out and he said, who is in your sukkah with you? Who are the ushpizin that you've chosen to welcome into your sukkah tonight? And we thought about that. And some people said, if I could invite anybody into my sukkah, it would be Albert Einstein, or it'd be Moses, or it would be Michael Jackson. Whoever you wanted in your sukkah, you would have it. So tonight, as we are, was that a bad joke? That I missed? Well, tell me later. But tonight, as we think about this sukkah, I want you to just take a moment. If you could have anybody with you this evening as we celebrate this Chag, this festival of Sukkot, who would you bring in here? Who would dwell with you? Even if it's just for a short period of time, if you could pick anyone, who would it be? Just take a moment to think about that. Yes, you can confer with your loved ones as well. So for me, the holiday of Sukkot is always somewhat bittersweet because my father died 4 days before Rosh Hashanah back in 2014. And now whenever I think of who my visitor, my honored guest would be, I think of my dad and welcoming him in and the conversations we would have. And even if it's just for a brief moment, having him back with me, with my family, to be able to be with us for even that short period of time makes the holiday of Sukkot even more precious. So I want to throw it out to all of you. If you could have anybody here with you tonight, visiting with us, who would it be and why?
I'd like to have my grandparents, whom I barely knew, and my great-grandparents, whom I did not know at all.
What do you think they would tell you?
Maybe we could talk about how they celebrated Sukkot. Or did they?
Or did they?
Yeah.
And what do you think they might tell you?
I don't know, because I can't quite imagine my great-grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
But now it makes you start thinking,
It does make you start thinking.
if my great grandchildren invited me and Ed in as Ushpizin, what would I want them to know about me and my Judaism, how I would have celebrated the holiday, and how I would want to be with them as a guest in their sukkah? Who else? Who would you bring in? Bring anybody, Arnie?
I would say my sister, who lives back east, and because I miss her, and I think that she would say to me to enjoy the freedoms and what we have while we have it.
Yeah, they can be actual guests that could theoretically be with us. They don't have to be metaphorical. They can be really with us tonight. But a lot of us are separated from family and have been separated from family for a very long time. So the idea of bringing in people who are living but are separated from us for many different reasons. That's a great guest to have in with us in our Shabbat. Anybody else?
Some on the chat. Jermaine said his mom, Gloria said his dad, her dad, grandmother, grandparents, parents and grandparents.
Lots of
Common
family.
theme.
Yeah, lots of family.
My dad could come and tell me about how he built a sukkah. We lived just almost next door to a temple built for our congregation.
Nice.
It was built after we moved there. And they didn't build a sukkah, but he did. And so the kids would come to Sunday school.
So they borrowed his
Come
sukkah.
visit the sukkah. So the kind
That's
of thing we did.
nice. So during the rest of the few days we have of Sukkot, we actually end this holiday with Shmini Atzeret Simchat Torah on Tuesday. But during this intermediate time, I want to invite anybody, whether you're here tonight or you're watching tonight, take some time to come out to our sukkah. If you don't have one at home, borrow ours. Come and think of those people who you want to dwell here with you. Think of the people who have enriched your lives. Enjoy a meal. It doesn't have to be pizza, but come here and spend some time thinking of those spirits that you would like surrounding you. We all need a greater sense of love and connection, especially right now. And Sukkot provides us a physical symbol to bring that love and that affection in. If they're far away, call them up, duct tape your phone to a stand, and have lunch with them in the sukkah. Do the mitzvah of actually, dwelling, Shebasukkah, dwelling in the sukkah, because this is a holy space too. And it's your holy space. And you can bring holiness into it. Ken Yehi Ratzon, be this God's will. Amen. Shabbat Shalom. We are going to move now to the conclusion of our service. Rabbi Molly is going to lead us in Aleinu. We're on page 283. If you're davening along in Sidur, please join. All right, page 283 at the top. If you're able, please rise. We'll pray together. Aleinu Shabbat Adon Hakol, Maravit Kumalet Reshi, Shesam Kalkenu Liachadet Shemo, Vekor Aleinu V'Hamed Malchuto, Anachnu Korim, Mushavim Umodim, Lifnei Melech, Avei Hamakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. 287. V'ne'emar b'Hadonai, Melech ha'aretz, Bayom ha'u, Yeh Adonai echad, U'shemo,
You can all be seated. I'm going to continue now with the mourner's Kaddish. which is on page 294. And I feel like it's usually the big holidays, Passover, high holy days, Thanksgiving, things like that, where we think about, we're very aware of our loved ones who are no longer with us, sitting at the table with us. And I feel like Sukkot is not one of the holidays where we're maybe thinking about our loved ones who aren't here in our sukkah with us. But I love how Rabbi Sini brought in that idea of thinking about our loved ones and welcoming them as our Ushpizin. And so invite you now to share if you're observing a yard site, or if you're mourning the recent loss of someone, or if you're just thinking about someone tonight, thinking about having them in the space with you, and you want to share their name, your relationship to them, and if you want to say a sentence or two about them, that helps keep their memory alive. So if you're in our Zoom room and you want to type anything in the chat, I'm seeing the chat over here, and open it up to anyone here as well. This Shabbat, as a community, we are remembering, we're in the 30 days of mourning the loss of Karen Sakamoto, our beloved co-worker and office assistant for many, many years. Charles McAtee, the cousin of Carl Schuster, Claire Carty, the grandfather of Elizabeth Carty, and David Harrison, the stepfather of Solomon Carmel. And we are also this Shabbat observing the yard sites of Morris Brashen, Madeline Kaplan, Judd DeLeon, Willard Fantle, Sylvia Finn, Daisy Crown Silver Freeling, Tilly Glazer, Hattie B. Goldman, Sidel Goldstein, Ann Good, Dora Gerkowitz, Faye Hoffman Buckner, Etta Derman Katz, Carlotta Morel, Louis Steiner, Charles Waldman, Harry Young, and Ronald Young. If you are able, let's rise together and join in the words of Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yitkadal v'yikadash shmei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach yorteh ve'almich malchuteh, v'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'kol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'yizman kariv ve'imru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mebarach ve'elam u'olmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha b'rechu. La'ela mikol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amira v'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom yimromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to the whole, to all of Israel, to the whole world. Let's say together. Amen. Amen. You can all be seated. And I would like to invite up our pizza server slash board trustee, Andy Held, to say a few words. Thank you.
Well, this one's new for me, doing on the Bima, yes, occasionally saying a few words, doing it in Zoom, but doing it in front of humans and talking to Zoom. So Shabbat Shalom. So for those of you who aren't here, I've had the opportunity to be in the sukkah a few times in recent days, and I love it. And we've had this glorious weather, and I'll say another blessing of having Tent City 4 using our back patio is that we'd always set it up under the patio overhang. So other than the very edge, it was always under a roof, and there's just one little edge that was not under a roof for all many, many years. And this year, it's just open to the sky, which is the sukkah that I grew up spending time in, and this is so beautiful out here. So I know tomorrow is supposed to still be glorious weather, so come and enjoy it. Those of you who are here, thank you for coming and being with us. I just have a couple of announcements. It is Sukkot, and very soon it will be Simchat Torah, that joyous celebration of, yay, we love the Torah. When we finish it and roll it all the way to the back and begin again. And in the next few days, we've got a whole bunch of activities for the whole family to celebrate Sukkot and Simchat Torah. Starting with Sunday afternoon from noon to 2, there is another opportunity to have some pizza in the hut when we will be celebrating Simchat Torah and Sukkot. In the weekly emails, I hope you read them. Time gets put into creating them, and there's care and love that happens there. And there's a simple click here to register. We always assume people are coming who didn't register, so there's always more food than we need. And yeah, it is helpful to let folk know if you're coming. One of the major holidays where there is a special Yisra service, and Simchat Torah is one of them, and that will be Tuesday morning at 10:30. And then another Simchat Torah event, a musical jamboree with Josh, and I'm not sure who else will be here to help lead it. And that is Tuesday night at 5:30. So for Sunday, religious school starts in a week, and it will be on Saturdays. But this Sunday is a chance for religious school students and those who might be thinking about becoming religious school students to meet some teachers, to meet some Adrachim, and the entire community is welcome. It's not just for kids, it's not just for families, it's for everybody. I know I will be here because it's a chance to eat pizza outside with my friends and community, and I hope to see you there as well. Sorry for rambling on so long, but hey, it's a good time of year. We get to be outside. And the weather has been cooperating. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you. We are going to finish with a song inspired by the book of Ecclesiastes, which is the Megillah book that we read on Sukkot. And if you give me a second, I'll get there. Page 360. 360.
Everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to live, a time to read, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to live, a time to be. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to get up, a time to lay down, a time to dance, a time to move, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time of love, a time of hate, a time of war, a time of peace, a time that you may embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to rend, a time to sow. Time of love, a time to read, a time for peace. I swear it's not too late. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven.
Shalom, everybody. Modim l'simcha. And have some more pizza. Shabbat shalom to everyone on Zoom. I hope to see you again tomorrow. All right. And if you want